Hi there, and welcome to a new episode of Keeper's Retreat. This is a special treat for all you listeners out there and fans of our different podcast. I'm Mr. Ray, and I have decided to step into the keeper role for this adventure. With us today, we have Sero, we have Rackham from Dungeon and Pop, and we have Jason. Would you all like to introduce your characters for this evening's game? Just a little bit about themselves and yourself and where people can find you.
Yeah, sure. I'll take it. I'm Jason. I keep for Memester of the Week and our previous Keeper's Retreat. Today I am playing our character Cait McCamel. Pronouns are she, they, and she's an old soul. She is the Hex playbook, and her whole thing is just finding secrets and uncovering what is really going on in the world. And that's taken her from Sleepy Hollow to New York to China and Japan and now here.
Very interesting. Sero, would you go next?
Yep. Hi, I'm Sarah/Sero, or should I have said AKA? It doesn't matter. She, her for me, she, her for my character. I am the keeper for Redgate and Wolf. And today I will be playing Isabelle Price. She is a nun, but she's not a normal nun. She is a nun for the Order of Anthony, who specifically seek out and destroy demons. She's mid-30s, possibly even early 40s, and she basically just kicks demon ass for her Lord Savior Anthony.
All right. And Rackham, would you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Rackham, aka Sean from Dungeon and Pop, and I am going to be playing Gabriel Hickey, the Chosen. Well, he lived in Arizona, and like myself, and he showed, ironically, a skill in hockey, which you would seem like your normal everyday mundane until monster attacked the team's bus on the way to a tournament out of town, which ended up killing everyone else on the bus, and he was the only survivor as he struggled to get away and found that if he grabs chain, he can magically enchant it into let's just say a monster killer or a vampire killer.
That works.
Sounds like a real Jeepers Creepers situation.
Yep. And I'm Mr. Ray. I am the keeper for $2 Creature Feature. And yeah, you can find us on wherever your podcasts are found. You've come across the strange and cryptic and enigmatic man, Lonald Karloff Jr. And among your adventures, he's helped you deal with some form of monster or mystery. You have good relations with him. He may have seemed a little strong or stuck in his ways, but he, at the core, had good intentions. But unfortunately, he has kicked the bucket. You three have each received a summons to attend his manor or his mansion in upstate New York on this particular October afternoon. And you were told to expect an overnight stay for the reading of his will. I'll go ahead and describe kind of what his mansion looks like. It's large, it's brick, definitely kind of getting images of Professor Xavier's X-Mansion or Bruce Wayne's mansion. To give you a sort of idea, there is a cast iron fence and a gate and a long driveway leading up to it. And as we open to look at this mansion, on a hill overlooking the mansion is a large black dog, and it's standing kind of silent watch, as if it's trying to peer in and see how the night is going to unfold. Now, you three arrive, more likely in separate vehicles, and you're ushered in by a man with a thin frame. He's in a suit, and he's got a big smile. His hair is slicked back, And he identifies himself as Joel Ebb. How are you all doing tonight? I'm Joel Ebb. I'm Mr. Karloff's his lawyer, and it seems he doesn't have a butler. I was a little surprised at that. The cooking staff has set up a nice meal for us, but they've left for the evening. So if you're not happy with the meal, I'm sorry. That's just what it is. I'm sure you could find something to make on your own. If you'll come into this entrance hall, yeah, just put your coats inside this in this closet, and we'll get started. Just follow me. The entrance hall is wide and open, facing stairs and halls leading further into the manor. And there is a closet to your left for storing coats and such.
I think Gabriel's just kind of like set in his ways, and he does not take off his jacket.
All right.
Isabella will take off her coat. No, what she'll do first is she'll hand her purse over to Joel, who'll just shove it into his hands, take her coat off, take the purse back, throw the coat over his shoulder, and she'll be like, "Well, thank you."
I guess I could just put this up. Yeah, sure, no problem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and if you'll follow me, we are actually going to be in the adjoining in the dining room for tonight. For now, yeah. If you'll just come this way, and yeah, the fourth person should be arriving shortly. In Lonald's will, he called for 4 of you, and so you should have a special treat tonight. Yeah. Little odd request. I've never really had an estate handled in such a way. Usually it's, to somebody's heir, but Lonald didn't really have a particular heir. He didn't have any relations. So this is
Excuse me.
Yes.
I think you find that he did have a younger half sister.
Well, yes. And in typical cases, you would be considered the heir because, whenever I say he didn't have any relations, I mean he didn't have any kids. He didn't even marry, which is, astounding. Not even a mistress. So, it's a surprise. He seemed to be very dedicated to his work. Yeah. Sorry.
Aren't we all, dear? Aren't we all?
Well, I'm not. I've got a wife and 3 kids and a mistress and 2 kids.
Yes, but you're here.
He leads you into the dining room. Now, the dining room has a large table, and it's ready to serve 10 people. It has 4 chairs on either side of the table. Like it's long and rectangular, so it has 4 chairs on the longer ends, and then 1 chair at the head of the table, and then 1 chair at the other head of the table. Which, if there's another term for that, I don't know it.
The tail of the table?
Yeah, the tail of the table. Nope, all tables are 2-headed creatures.
Yeah, it's a real cat dog situation.
Yeah, which always made me wonder as a kid, how does cat dog poop?
But, one of them vomits it up.
Yeah. I was going to say that's what the internet had told me. So
I hate it here.
Yeah, thanks. I hate it. Yeah. So if you all will come in here and take a seat, and yeah, our 4th guest should be with us soon.
Isabella will take a seat at one of the heads of the table.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Cait just walks around like the edge of the room and is kind of just sizing everyone up and wondering why are these people here? Why am I here? And so she's just kind of staying quiet and watching and observing and figuring out, trying to see what's going on.
Okay. Do you pick any of the seats, or are you still standing?
I think I'm just going to be standing, probably by a fireplace if there is one.
Yeah, I think it's not as like large and extravagant as you'll find further inside this mansion. But yeah, it's a smaller kind of fireplace. You'll see pictures on the wall. Like there's a big picture of a grand ship that like it's been painted to look like it's fighting against the waves and like winning a victory. You'll see there's also some abstract art in there. Roll me plus weird.
Okay.
If you look at this art.
Ooh, that's a 3 and a 3, but plus 2, that's an 8.
Awesome. Yeah, so you look at this art, and for a second, it seems like it's a lot of like mishmash of shapes, and it doesn't make sense. And it's almost like you step in the right direction and you see it kind of like a puzzle unlock. And a hand reaches out from the painting at you. And like it almost grabs your shirt. But the second you pull away, it's as if it never happened. Nobody else in the room seems to have seen what you saw.
Curious. What were you doing?
I think Gabe looks up, not understand what's going on for the chair he's been thoroughly examining, and goes, "Oh, I've had too many of these fall out from under me. Sorry, I'll just sit down." And he gets in, just sits down in the chair with probably a crunch because Gabe is. I've always kind of described him as like he's been described as Foggy from Daredevil because that's the actor who played the hulking guy from the first Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, a fact that I was recently made re-aware of, which just cracks me up because Foggy is such a different character. But yeah, okay, I like that image. So Joel kind of like looks around at all of you and he's like, right, I guess I could just kind of wheel in like the meal for tonight. Like I'm not a servant. I'm not serving you guys. It's not my job. I'm just, I figure it'd be nice if I'd known there wasn't a butler here, I would have arranged for somebody to come in tonight. But yeah, I can cover this job.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll help you, dear. It's fine.
Oh, thank you. That's splendid. Perfectly splendid. If you follow him into the kitchen, it's a crisp checkered floor which frames the sleek and modern stainless steel prep tables and fixtures awaiting to be used by the proper hands. There is a small serving cart that has 5 meals set and prepped, but they're covered by like those large like silver coverings that fancier people than I use to display meals and keep them warm and all that good jazz.
We just use saran wrap, cling wrap,
Yeah, I just eat it cold. That's either eat it hot or eat it cold. Yeah. Do you want to push the cart in? I mean, I guess I could serve drinks. Like there's a pitcher on there as well.
I'll take the drinks.
Okay, that works. Thank you. And if you take the picture, he'll start like pushing the cart in. He'll stop it. Help yourselves to whatever you want to eat, or at least to one of the meals that have been prepped. And he like checks his watch, like a little annoyed. Yeah, I think that'll this will be nice. Whenever our next guest here, we can start digging in, and I can read the will, and this is good. This is going well.
Wonderful. So, I have water here. Do we have any wine?
Yes, there should be some wine in the cellar. I can go fetch that. No problem.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
Yep. No problem. And Joel walks out, and he comes back a few minutes later, and he's carrying 2 bottles, and he's like, I forgot to ask before I left if anybody preferred red or white, so I just grabbed both. Here we go. I think I have a corkscrew around here somewhere. And about that time, there's a loud gong noise, and Joel kind of jumps a little. And he's like, "Oh, that's the doorbell. I'll go ahead and get that. If you could find a corkscrew for me, that would be nice." And he walks off.
Now, sweetheart, and Cait is looking over at Gabriel. You look rather spry. Can you help us open these bottles of wine?
Oh yeah, sure. I think he just comes on over. I think it is like a neck crack before he does. He pulls it just because, and you just hear like, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's a very audible. I think closer up, like it's not something people pick up when close up, but he has like a lot of scratches and stuff. He looks like kind of like you would expect a realistic kind of like someone in a comedy like the comedies where there's a lot of physical comedy. He has the realistic like little nicks, all that from that. Gabe is a very throw himself into the mix of fate.
Nice. Can appreciate that. I'm not going to make you roll to open the bottles. I mean, if you have a corkscrew, I think you can open them up pretty fine. Or if you know another method, I don't really drink wine, so I don't know all the intricacies on how to get it open.
Well, they've invented screw-top wine bottles now.
These are definitely not those. These.
Yeah, I figured that if it came from a rich guy's cellar.
Yeah. One of them just has a date on it that says 1928, and the other one says 1805.
Which one's the 1805?
The red.
I'll take the red, I think.
Right? I think
I'll have one of each, dear.
Just mixed in the same glass.
I was just gonna say Gabe mixes them in the same glass for his own. He does not understand wine.
I'm sure
of vodka.
I'm sure the wine aficionados who listen to us is like, you monsters.
Believe me, I don't think we have wine aficionados listening to our shows.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
If you're there, make yourself known.
Yeah. So yeah, your wine and stuff is poured, and about the time, Joel returns with an older. Well, I say older. He's probably in his mid-50s. He kind of walks with a limp. It's almost like there's a rock in his shoe, or they don't fit just right. He's kind of pudgy, and he's balding, but he's got his hair like combed over. To give this kind of like, if this was an actor in a movie, it would be Kevin Spacey.
Okay.
And he's dressed in a very nice suit. I wouldn't say that it's tailored exactly for him. It seems to almost like sit a little wrong on him, and you can't quite put your finger on why it's wrong. But he gives a slight nod and he says, good evening. And he takes a seat at the opposite head of the table from Isabella.
Welcome.
Yeah, well, now that we're all here, Joel says, as he starts dispensing the meals that, if nobody had got grabbed, he'd start passing them out. And inside, it seems to be some sort of like creamy crab soup or stew. The man who just entered doesn't make a move to eat the food. He's rather instead more focused on the rest of you. Meanwhile,
it's rude to stare, dear.
Well, pardon. I just was kind of curious about the sort of members who would be at such a gathering, and what kind of people the late Mr. Karloff would have associated with. It seems like it's just women and children. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
And what about you? What do you do, old man?
Let's just say I'm in sales and acquisitions.
Oh, come now. We all know that we're all here. Cut the bullshit.
You've got quite the mouth on you.
We all know Karloff was doing things that maybe our lawyer friend here didn't know about, but the rest of us were probably well aware of.
I would just like to say that attorney-client privileges don't extend to all of you. So if you're about to bring up something illegal or something like that, it would be a good idea for me to leave the room and come back whenever you're done, or else I have to report it to the proper authorities.
Well,
just saying.
If we put you on our payroll after then does that count?
I mean, if you all want to pay me, my standard retainer's fee.
Okay, so you can be bought. Got it. Understood.
I wouldn't say, but I mean, this is just usual practice.
He does have a mistress and multiple children to support, so I would say yes, he can be bought. Perhaps we should just speak in hypotheticals.
Exactly. That would be best. And Joel just goes back to nervously eating quickly.
Now, hypothetically, what is it that you do, Mr.
Well, you could call me Savati for tonight. Severus Savati.
Ah.
And he's got a comb over.
Mm-hmm. No facial hair.
Oh, no Vincent Price look.
No.
Oh.
This is getting into a meta joke because the Keeper players know that this does not look like Severus Savardi that they know. But the characters probably wouldn't know Severus.
I mean, Isabella might know a relative of Severus. But,
Possibly.
yeah.
I think Gabriel says, well, I just helped. What was the name of the person we're meeting with again? Sorry, my brain's.
Ronald Karloff. Yeah.
Well, I just happened to help Mr. Karloff with some unique extermination jobs. That's all.
Pest control. Well, that's an admirable profession.
Sometimes it's some pests that's got to be dealt with, and sometimes I hate to have to do it, but sometimes it's got to be done.
Oh, I completely agree. Some pests just need to be exterminated. And he is looking directly at Isabella.
Once again, sir, it's rude to stare.
Pardon. Where are my manners? And he reaches and grabs the wine glass and starts filling it with the red wine. And he'll sit there and swirl it a little and be drinking.
As for my association with the recently deceased, I suppose you could say we shared a father.
Oh, so you're a bastard then?
I wouldn't quite put it that way, sir, but my parents were indeed not married.
A Rose by any other name. And what about you? He gestures to Cait. Yes.
Oh, I just helped Mr. Karloff with a little bit of research here and there over the years.
Indeed. If you're more curious about how I am associated with our deceased friend, think of it as more of a professional rivalry. We had a competing interest, and I'm here to pay my respects, along with being invited.
So you're included in the will?
I would sure hope so.
Speaking of the will, Mr. Joel, right?
Yes, Joel Ebb, Esquire.
Yes, Mr. Esquire. What does the will say?
Right. Well, I can give you the exact wording, or I can kind of give you the gist of the situation. Whichever you would prefer.
Oh, with legal things, we prefer to understand every single detail.
I was afraid you were going to say that because I didn't write this out. Well, I won't bog you down with the exact legalese because to put it plainly, Mr. Karloff says that this home that he's had, this mansion, and the money that he's fallen into wasn't gained through family. He seemed to receive it from a contest. He calls it a contest of champions. It's colorful language. I've never heard of any such thing. But he says that you are not the only ones involved in this contest. To whomever makes it the entire night inside this home, he says, if you make it and live. But I can assure you, I've inspected the house. There's nothing here that seems, to put your own lives at risk. I should say, just stay out of the basement or the cellar. It's completely safe. But he says, yeah, if you should make it through the night, you can have ownership of this house and all of his money, and which are considerable funds.
Does his will specifically specify for us to stay out of the cellar, or is that your...
That's my recommendation. There's really nothing of interest down there. There's just wine bottles, but it's dark. It's got a single light, and I don't want you to fall down the stairs. I haven't had that zoned or anything. He says that if more than one of you should survive, the house will pass to all of your names, or just to the person. If you decide to give up your share to a single individual, they would inherit it. But yeah, it would become yours to split. And he says that he has considered the four of you to be very close friends, or as close of friends as he's ever had, and he wishes you luck. Signed to Cait McCamill, Gabriel Hickey, Isabella Price, and Severus Savardi.
And that was the only rule, that we're just to survive the night, nothing on no other requirements?
Yes, upon me leaving, the house will be locked. You're just supposed to survive the night here.
Well, gentlemen and ladies, I hope there are no hypothetical situations that will happen between us tonight.
Yes, I don't need the money, and I don't need the house. But if hypothetically you want to take my life, then I will have to take yours back.
Well, I said no such thing, dear. I was just saying that I hope no hypotheticals were to happen to any of us while we were spending the night here.
Oh, no, I just want to make my position incredibly clear.
Understood, dear.
The man who identifies as Severus Fardy is like watching the back and forth between you two, and he can't hide his smile.
Something funny there, Mr. Savata?
Oh, I just love to see how swiftly the veil of humanity falls whenever money gets involved. I mean, nothing said that we were to kill each other. And yet the first warning is, don't come after me or I will kill you.
I've seen Squid Game.
I too have a Netflix subscription.
I do not. Perhaps you'll have to explain it to me sometime.
It's quite good.
It's really good. I suggest you watch it. Joel stands up and he's like, right. And he stuffs the will into his jacket pocket. He's like, right, there is a copy of this back at my office. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. There's one thing I need to pick up upstairs, and then, I'll be out of your hair. He takes off. The camera follows Joel upstairs as he goes into the study. He picks up a painting and moves it aside, and there is a wall safe. And he puts in the code to the wall safe and opens it up. There are several large bills stuffed into a duffel bag. It looks like in the upward realms of $1 million American. And he grins and picks up one of the stacks and, does that, like thumb his finger through it and to make, the crisp bills flap. And he grins and puts the money back in and zips up the duffel bag, and he lifts it. And a trap door under the safe bottom flips, and we hear a metallic clink. Joel doesn't hear that. He closes the wall safe and puts the painting back, and he's like, good, now I get to get out of this freaky place. He starts going downstairs, and there is a man standing in his way with pale white skin. This man is 7 feet tall and of a huge muscular build. His head is even shaped mostly angular and square. He's got white hair that's messy and tangled. He wears a uniform with serial numbers on it. It's blue, and in his eyes, he has nothing but fury and rage. As he looks down at the lawyer, he grabs him by the throat, and you hear a swift, and he tosses him over the stairs. And in the dining room, you hear the body thud hard on the ground.
Perhaps someone should go and see what it is.
Yeah, Cait's not waiting. She's rushing to the hall.
I think Gabe is starting to move, and then I have a beginning of mystery move.
Oh, yes, please. I forgot to ask if anybody has beginning of mystery things.
Yeah, because I have Destiny's Placing at the beginning of each mystery. Roll weird to see what's revealed about your immediate future. On a 10+, Keeper will reveal a useful detail about the coming story. 7 to 9, vague hint. I missed something bad's going to happen. And I'm not tempting Gabe's life on roll 20, so I'm rolling normal dice.
That's fine.
Wow, that was super close to being bad. That is a 8.
An 8. Okay, and so what happens on a 7 to 8?
I get a vague hint about the mystery.
Let me think about how this manifests. I think Cait is the first one out the door, and I think you're right behind her. And whenever you step through the door, the entire room changes, and you're standing right above a pit of fire and torment. And you can see demons flying around. And when they see you, they fly upwards. And it's like they hit an invisible force, pounding hard and hard against it. And for a moment, you feel safe behind this invisible barrier. And then it shakes. And it shakes again. And then one of the demon's hands reaches through the barrier and grabs your leg. And you can feel its burning hot grip squeezing tightly on you as it starts pulling you down. And then it's back to the scene, and you're in the hallway of the mansion. And you're following behind Cait.
I think Gabe, as he's walking, you kind of hear like a painful grunt as he has this vision. He starts to walk it up. I think even though it's just a vision, he's kind of limping with that leg. And he's like, God damn it, demons.
Cait stops and turns around. Demons? Did you say demons?
Suddenly, Isabella Price is right next to you. There's no indication that she's moved or anything. She's just suddenly there. Demons, yes, please.
I had a vision. There's a barrier, but it's weakening, and then a demon grabbed my leg inappropriately.
There was no consent to be had.
Pest control. Understood. Cait turns back around to the body. I want to look it over and see what's going on here.
All right. Do you want to roll investigate a mystery?
I would love to.
All right.
That is a 10, actually. Okay, I got afraid because I rolled a 6 and a 1.
Ooh. Yeah. So on a 10 plus, you hold 2. And you can ask one of the following questions, or you can ask me 2 more general questions, or one specific one.
I want to say what happened here.
Okay. As you're looking over this body, you can tell that his neck was broken. You don't see a handprint on his neck, however. It seems like from the way his legs are bent, they were broken on the way down. And you can see that he had gripped in his hands a large bag of money.
Mm. And then looking around at the general area and at the body, what is being concealed here?
As you look up, you look up to see where the man fell from, where Mr. Ebb fell from. You see this large figure up there, but he becomes translucent and then he disappears.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Demons or ghosts or both?
That about sums it up. You hear the man who identified himself as Severus Savardi as he is standing in this hallway. So I have a confession now that the lawyer has gone home, as it were. I am not Severus Savardi. But I wasn't lying whenever I was saying I was an adversary of Mr. Karloff. Just think of me as your friend. I'm Arnold Friend. I want this house, plain and simple. I have been after it for a lot longer than any of you have been alive. I will come in with the same offer that I have always done in this quote-unquote contest of champions. I will put my best against you who are the champions of Karloff's legacy. He chose you to be his representatives. In this house, hidden, are 4 ghosts, some specters who I personally control. Now, if they survive the night, the house becomes mine. Why, you may be asking, is this house so special? It's what's below us. There are some places in this world that are very thin whenever it comes to the veil between the realms of Infernus and the realms of Earth. Hellmouths, as they're commonly called. And this house stands right over one. So to put it plainly, beat my ghost and I'll disappear out of your lives. But if they manage to kill you all, the house becomes mine. And it is, as they say, game over.
I just have one question for you, sir, Mr. Arnold Friend. Why do you get 4 ghosts and we only have 3 champions?
Well, there should have been 4 of you, but it seems somebody's invitation was lost in the mail.
Shouldn't one of the ghosts be lost in the mail then to make it fair?
I don't understand where you get this idea that I'm going to fucking play fair. I'm a fucking demon.
Is this thing on?
Angus, can't you see the red light? God, how bad are your eyes?
I can see the red light, but no one said to talk.
Hi, I am Marie Redgate, and this is...
Angus McRae.
And we fight monsters, because those are real.
The boogeyman that you fear, they're real. That thing under your bed is also real. But we're here to fight them.
Kick their ass, but, that's close enough.
Do you even really think we should be doing this?
I mean, who would believe a couple of monster hunters from a little town called Hendrix, which we're stuck in, thanks to you?
Thanks to me.
I would have been gone a long time ago if I still had a car.
But I guess you shouldn't have drove it off a bridge.
We interrupt this bickering to inform you that we are Redgate and Wolf, an actual play Monster of the Week podcast.
Wait. Why is it Redgate and Wolf? Should not be Wolf and Redgate. I do all the work, and as she talked about kicking ass, I do that.
You wouldn't be able to go anywhere to kick ass if I didn't drive you there.
Drive me. You drive me crazy.
Find us on your favorite podcast app now.
Do you enjoy podcasts with varying content, such as superheroes, and you see more of the bushes coming to chase the kids?
All right. I think I need to get their attention focused on me.
Tell them to leave them alone.
Transforming heroes.
And he nods to the giant dragon turtle. You hear a crunch as I crush a building as I walk forward. We have
No, the library!
Not the books.
And a bit of horror. It looks almost like there's entrails going in opposite direction. That's a little bit of whatever it is you can see. It's just these red, thready, stringy stuff.
Okay. Oh, well, okay then.
Yikes!
Then you should check out Dungeons and Pop, a tabletop variety show that involves several guests from the actual play scene, as well as other people who just wanted to try out being on a podcast, which you can join on our Discord server. We release episodes regularly on Wednesday on your podcast player of choice. I want to try to run, kick off a wall, and just like try to grab the whole closing the legs. And you spin and use the momentum.
Yeah, the Black Widow move that she does.
Yeah,
I got you. Yeah, roll me kick some ass.
Oh no,
that's a 2 and a 1 on a dice, so that's a 5.
Yeah, so you run and you kick off this wall, and you're about to make this attack. And this 7-foot muscular ghost appears and just grabs you and lifts you up and throws you across the room. And you take 2 harm as you slam into the wall.
Armor defeating or not armor defeating?
If you have armor, you're protected.
Okay, well, I just have 1 armor, so it'd be just 1.
Yeah. So you just take 1 harm.
Okay.
Isabella would like to pull out her wooden cross, which has some kind of symbol etched into it, and she will hold it straight out in front of her and march towards Arnold Friend, sorry.
Yeah.
And she will be muttering words under her breath, and she wants to try and drive him back, push him away.
Okay. What do you roll for that?
Cool.
All right. Give me a cool roll.
I rolled a 7, mixed success. So on a 10 plus, you stop the creature, creating an opportunity. On a 7 or 9, you briefly prevent the monster from attacking.
Yeah, so you are marching forward with this cross and you're chanting your incantations or your prayer. And it's clear it has an obvious effect. And he stumbles back And when he does so, his shoes fall off, and you can see his feet aren't normal human feet. They're cloven hooves. His kind of human facade starts fading away, and his skin looks like it's severely burned and cracked, and his eyes are red, and he has 2 horns that are coming from his forehead. And he like hisses, "Fine. If that's the way you're going to play it, I know where I'm not welcome. I'll see you all in the morning." And from his back sprouts 2 large wings, and then he's gone.
Oh, well, wonderful. Demons and ghosts.
Yes, well, I'm more partial to fighting demons, but I've been known to handle a ghost or 2.
Are you okay over there, Ghostbuster?
That's what I was going to ask. Did the ghost disappear after he threw me, or is it still there?
Oh, he's still there. He's glaring at all of you.
Like, I think he pushes himself up, and you just see him just unclasp something, and his chain just kind of falls to the ground as he grabs it with hand and goes, "Oh, I'll feel better in a moment."
Excellent. And Cait turns back around and flicks her wrist, and I want to use magic.
All right. What are you trying to do?
What I'm trying to do is I want to hold the ghost in place for Gabriel to be able to take a shot.
Awesome. Roll plus weird.
Yeah, so that's an 8 on the dice plus 2. That's a 10.
All right. On a 10 plus, you do what you set out to do.
Okay. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is
trap a person.
Trap a monster.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, he gets like his eyes are locked with Gabriel's, and he like growls and just steps forward, like, and he's moving in, and then it's like he walks into an invisible wall, and you have him trapped there. Now, Gabriel, if you're going to attack, I think that'll give you a +1, just situationally.
And one thing I would say, as he's pulling the whip, it starts to grow. The chain, it starts to grow. It goes thicker and it covered in spikes, and you just hear like the wind kind of like shift. It's something I've done with him, where like it's almost like nature starts starting to whistle in the background as he lashes out with his chain. All right. Oh, that's a 15.
There you go.
Oh, awesome. What kind of tags do you have on that whip?
I have artifact, spikes, and heavy. So it's magical, 3 harm, messy.
Okay.
And it's also area and hand because it's a chain.
Okay. Yeah. So you whip this chain forward, and it hits the 7-foot tall muscular ghost, and you see him wince in pain, and like he growls and just like yells at you. He's still like pushing hard against the trap, and Cait, you can feel like him moving against your hold. Like you're holding him, but it's difficult. Isabella, is there anything you would like to try to do?
Just a quick out-of-character question. I said that I've dealt with ghosts before. Do I know if any weapons with the holy tag would be beneficial here for fighting them or not?
They can be beneficial in harming the ghost. They're especially beneficial whenever a ghost acts in possessions, or if they're like a particularly tortured ghost. But I would say you could make a good enough guess that if Arnold was telling the truth, they're beholden unto him, and that means that there might be some infernal, nastiness in the mix. So, you feel pretty confident that your holy weapons may do some damage.
Okay, but what she'll do then is she'll rifle through her purse and she'll pull out this little cylindrical object and a handgun, and she will take a moment to pray over both of them. Okay. Which is divine sanction, so I can make those objects, bless those objects so they temporarily gain the holy tag.
Okay.
And when that's done, she'll turn to Cait and she'll say, "Do you know how to fire a gun, dear? This one's been blessed."
Guns, I have guns. It's not necessarily my style. And she just like grips tighter, and you see the ghost rock up against that wall.
Excellent. I guess I'll use both weapons. Do I have time to fire a shot at the ghost, or do you want to move to someone else?
No, yeah. Go ahead and roll not act under pressure. Kick some ass.
Kick some ass?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have anything can kick some ass. Well, that was a fail with a 3.
Okay. So what are you attacking with?
I was firing with the handgun, so 2 harm, close, loud, and holy at the moment.
Okay. Oh, by the way, Gabriel, since you failed, don't forget to mark experience.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, Isabelle, you fire this gun, and much to your surprise, it seems to hit this invisible hold on the ghost. And Cait, you can feel that it just shatters. Now he is moving in on you, Isabella. And I want you to roll act under pressure for me.
That one's cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Be cool.
I rolled an 8.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a hard choice. You can get away, but you're going to throw Cait under the bus. Or you can face this head on and take the full hit.
Do I know how much the full hit is in this instance or not?
No.
Possibly 2, isn't it? Sorry, dear. And she'll back the fuck up and throw Cait under the bus.
I think in your scramble to get away, you sort of like pull Cait in front of you, or Cait just gets in between you and the ghost. And he will backhand Cait and knocking her across the room for 2 harm.
Oh, you're a real charmer, aren't you?
And he just grins at you. And
let's try this again, shall we?
Yeah.
And Cait raises her hand, and you see some of the tattoos on her arm glow green. And she snaps her finger. And I'm going to cast some magic here.
Yeah. Do some magic.
That is an 11.
Awesome.
With my +1 from earlier.
So what are you trying to do?
I am going to burn everything. Or specifically, this ghost. So this is 3 harm, ignore armor, magic, obvious. And I want this thing to burst into flames.
Yeah. Are you shooting something at it, or are you like having the fire come from within it?
From within it.
Okay. Isabella, you see him like pursuing like even further to you, and his eyes just have this burning hatred. And it seems to manifest behind his eyes, quite literally, as a pillar of fire just erupts within this ghost. And like you hear him growl, but he disappears.
Lovely. Well, 3 more.
Yeah, you all are free to explore the house. I can give you a list of rooms if you would like. So you already know there's the kitchen. There is a ballroom. There's a conservatory. There's a billiard room. There's a library, a study, the entrance hall, the lounge, the dining room, and the cellar.
Can I just pull up the game board from Clue? And
guess what I did yesterday? For my D&D game, I used the game board for Clue.
Well, I was really like trying to find like really good maps for a mansion to base this off of. And I was like, wait, there's Clue. I could just borrow from Clue.
Yeah, it's just Clue.
Yeah.
Why would you do anything else?
Exactly. So yeah, any of the basic rooms from Clue, you can search through to try to find the other ghosts or more information about maybe what's going on.
Okay. Well, I want to move 3 spaces to the left and
roll for it.
I was gonna say, are you playing as Miss Peacock because she has the advantage starting out? She's the closest to a room.
That is true, isn't it?
Yeah. The second best advantage is Professor Plum, who moves to a room that has a secret passageway. So
got to get the meta, the dank Clue meta.
Yeah.
Going on.
I'm a ranked Clue player, so ladies, take
the world speedrunning Clue.
Yeah.
I think Gabe would speak up and go, there's something I could try, but you might want to stand back if you don't want to get any blood on you. Sometimes there's a lot of blood.
Why do you think we wear black, dear?
On Wednesdays we wear pink.
That's a very fair point. And I think Gabe is going to use his How are you weird move? Because he is sensitive, both emotionally and psychically.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Does he need a hug?
Oh, as I told you guys, that's a 3. So I miss your brain makes contact with something dangerous.
Okay, so your brain makes contact with something dangerous. So I think you psychically reach out and you start hearing a little girl's voice in your head. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, into your stomach and out your mouth. They eat your intestines, they scramble your heart. Now you feel like you're falling apart. This is how it is to die. You end up looking like apple pie.
Delightful.
I love that I just showed you guys like a ghost that like will throw you across the room and killed somebody in one hit, and you're freaked out by the little child singing.
There's an evil little girl in here. We're all gonna die.
There's always an evil little girl in here. There's at least 2 of us standing in front of you. Now let's go.
Touché.
He's like, well, he's always the evil girl is the most dangerous. It's just like how the guy in the back of the Japanese mafia is always the one who's going to do something crazy and powerful.
Let's hope you're the virgin in the party, dear. You'll be most likely to survive that way.
Got Gabe kind of like, well, okay. He's like, well, okay then.
You watch too many movies, dear. Now we know that there's probably one in the cellar, if not our fiendish friend. Let's go upstairs and check it out, and hopefully we'll find something useful.
I think out of character we'll also discover there's no bedrooms in this place.
I mean, he never married.
I mean,
Sure.
there's bedrooms, but they're in the separate wing. That I didn't.
We're only in this wing.
As a fan of your characters, and to be completely transparent, I didn't map out bedrooms in the other wing. So this is really where you're only gonna find some useful stuff. No reason to go to the east wing. No
Okay,
reason.
so we'll
It's
find
forbidden.
the rope in the study and the revolver in the ballroom.
Maybe.
Shall
Maybe.
we stay together or split up? Are you a fan of safety in numbers or swiftness?
I usually get lit on fire when I go on my own, personally.
I don't mind Ghostbuster here. You will have to watch your back.
Right. Duly noted.
All right. So where does Cait and Gabriel go, and where does Isabella go?
Cait just walks up the stairs.
Okay. I think we've established canonically like the study is upstairs. Like I haven't like really mapped up where everything is, but like the kitchen and the dining room are downstairs and the study is upstairs.
Yeah, I would imagine the study and the conservatory would be on the upper level.
Yeah, that makes sense, kind of.
Yeah, I
And
think
the ballroom probably is 2 floors.
well, I was gonna say
yeah.
the conservatory and the library are gonna be 2 floors.
Okay.
Because I like a big library and I cannot lie.
You're the
You
best
guys
person
can't
I-
deny.
You like big books also?
Yes. I'm all about those books. About those books. No TV shows. I'm just kidding. All right.
Yeah, Cait goes upstairs.
Okay.
Gabriel can do whatever he wants. But Cait's going upstairs.
Okay.
Isabella will walk off to start whatever, go back to the, go for the lounge, I guess. And she'll say to Gabriel, don't get caught on fire, dear.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Isabella, and I'll let you the rest of you kind of like decide more specifically where you want to go.
Oh, I was going to say Gabe follows after Isabelle because I rolled on the dice to see which way to go. I think it's also because if I remember correctly, Isabella is the older of the 2, so he's.
I don't think we specified.
Isabella looks older.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, looks older, so he's kind of like in that.
I need an adult.
Likes older women. Got it.
No. This is not
He likes
another
younger
Troy
women.
situation.
Okay.
That good old boy scouting.
Yeah, it's this good old boy scouting, and from what he's seen so far, Cait can handle herself in a fight. She's literally blew up a ghost. Meanwhile, Isabella shot the barrier and shattered it.
And you've been flung around by the ghost. I see the two supposedly incompetent people are coming together to make a positive, competent person. Is that your logic there?
Yeah, when you add two negatives together, they make
To
a
be
positive,
fair,
right?
when he actually was targeting the ghost, he hit the ghost. It's only when he went after the other guy that he cheated and called in backup like a coward.
I really thought you were going to say like a bitch.
he called it help. That's cheating. I'm a fucking demon. All right. So the lounge has several chairs and sofas, along with a bar in the corner, with several drinks locked inside of a glass cabinet.
Is there a key in the cabinet, or is the key not there?
I think if you go looking for the key, you'll find it under the bar, like under a lip.
I'll find the key.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a key to this glass cabinet.
I will open the glass cabinet.
You will find several different bottles of whiskey and brandy and scotch, but they're in like their own glass containers, and you don't know like specifically like what's what.
Okay. Are there any that are, I assume they're the decanters with the little not very great stoppers.
Yeah.
Are there anything still in a sealed bottle?
Oh, there's probably a scotch like in a like green bottle.
Sure, I'll take that and put it in my purse.
Gabe, do you react to this at all?
I feel like he kind of puts up a finger for a moment, but then he just kind of stops and just shakes his head like, they're better, more legal age than I am. Nope, I'm not gonna get him. He kind of throws up his hands. I think his gut reaction is that he goes to look around the room to see, because he's been called Ghostbuster more than once now. So I think he's trying to embrace the role. And I think it's like looking at the table, seeing if there's any signs of like glasses, any signs of like a ghost being in here, moving stuff around. Or like if there are any signs of anything being disturbed in here, since we know that the previous owner had died, so there wouldn't be much. He's looking for like signs like there's upset. If that makes sense.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me investigate a mystery.
All right, and that's sharp, right?
Yeah, or if you would rather, you could try to reach out over the psychic realm.
No,
Find another little girl again.
No. I'm right. He's holding back on that because that's a -1 off the dice. Well, I at least get a 1 with this +1.
I applaud your bravery for even attempting it the first time.
Wow, that's a 10.
Okay, on a 10 plus, you get to ask 2 questions.
All right.
You can ask any 2 off the list. You can ask me 2 vague ones, or you can ask me 1 specific one.
Where's the fucking ghost?
Is there a ghost in this room? I guess be best one. Is
there anyone here with us?
Is there anyone here with us? Yeah.
Yeah, and I think with your keen experience with ghosts, you don't pick up on anything. You don't see any evidence of poltergeist or otherwise action here.
Okay, then my second question is, based off of my experience with ghosts, what rooms do I know are like they're just the prime spot for ghosts? Where do ghosts love to haunt?
What are the good haunting grounds for ghosts? Typically, if ghosts exist in a certain space, like if they're confined to a certain area, they tend to stay in areas that they're drawn to, that may have a piece of their old life to it, like some sort of anchor. Or, if they've lived in a certain area, they'll like stay in like specific rooms.
Okay. I think Gabe kind of looks back to Isabelle, goes, so good news. There isn't a ghost in here. Sort of good news. If we can figure out more about what ghosts we're dealing with, we can use that to figure out where they are.
And the bad news?
I don't know how we do that.
Right. I see why you're the one who always gets set on fire when you're alone, then, dear.
I'm very flammable.
Do you all want to do anything else in the lounge while you're here?
I just look around to see if there's anything else that could be beneficial or that I think could be beneficial to hunting for the ghosts. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's worked out that, we can find them, but I don't know how. And it's kind of like, what?
Yeah, you want to roll investigate a mystery, maybe?
Sure. Which is sharp, right?
Yeah.
I just realized something. Is there water in the lounge?
There could be water in the lounge.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
And Gabe's seen Isabella bless stuff.
Yeah.
You want some holy water?
Yes.
It's not a bad idea.
Too bad you don't have a squirt gun.
But here's the thing. Gabe has a third part to this plan.
Okay.
Make holy water. Drench himself in it. Make himself the biggest target.
Yeah, so let's do the investigative mystery roll first. And then we can...
I rolled a 13.
You rolled a 13. Well, you can hold 2. You can ask any question from the list, or you can ask me 2 general questions or 1 specific question.
I'm trying to work out how to word it. Because it might be like you just go, yes, instead of telling me what I want. I guess I'll just ask what I had asked initially is, what in here could help me in any way fight the ghosts?
I think you notice, as you're looking around, you see a sealed letter, and it has your name written on it.
Yoink.
Yeah, you open it and read it. As you're reading, you hear...
Ronald's voice?
Yes, you hear Ronald Karloff's voice. Dear Isabella, I've been having a lot of strange dreams lately, and I believe my time has come. If you're reading this, I am most likely dead, and in which case, you have been invited into the contest of champions. I suspect that an old adversary of mine may be competing against you as well, and if that's the case, he may be utilizing some of the ghost of the grounds of this building. If that is the case, I will give you the names of the individuals, and I have laid clues out around the rest of the house. I could not banish them at the time because frankly, I felt the magic dwindling from me. But hopefully you can find a way to destroy their anchors and get rid of them. The ghosts are Cyrus Grundy, Sarah Blackthorn, Colonel Francis J. Hook, and Baron Ollie Babish. I'm not sure what their anchors are at this moment, but perhaps with some research from my resources you could find out. Sincerely, your brother.
Well, I suppose this is pretty helpful. Boy, I suppose we should go find the other one and share notes.
All right, that makes sense.
Why are you holding that pitcher of water?
Well, I got an idea of how we may be able to help fend off these ghosts, but I need
put yourself out if you catch on fire. Yes, water would be very beneficial, I suppose. Oh,
true. But if the glue really reaches for me, if I'm covered in holy water, his jaw kind of goes like the smile.
Right. Keeper, do I know how long something can have the holy tag when it says briefly in the move?
I'd assume how far up would you
24
say?
24 hours?
How far up would you consider yourself in
the hierarchy?
In the hierarchy.
Well, I'd say she's been doing it for a pretty long time, probably since she first observed demons in her childhood. So I think she would have been easily inducted pretty early into the order.
Okay. I'd say, you can stick the holy tag on something for the night.
Yes.
You're pretty confident in that. It's a one shot. Why not?
Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll be like, okay, dear, bring it here.
Gabe brings over the pitcher of water.
And then she'll plunge one fist into the pitcher of water and start praying over it.
All right. I forgot. Do you need to roll something for this?
You are able to take a moment to bless objects or weapons. They temporarily gain the holy tag. That is all it says.
All right. Yeah, so let's go ahead and look at cut to Cait.
I just really love that Gabriel's going to be walking around soaking wet, and Isabella could have just blessed his clothes.
I think she's fully aware of that as well. Judging
I
from the
know.
grin on Sarah's face.
Oh, Gabriel's thinking about that. If he's wet and he touches it, and they
Won't
pull away,
get him.
their hand is still wet. He's basically putting himself in ghost napalm.
He's also trying to make his clothes fire retardant. So as long as he doesn't dry, we just have to keep moisturizing him like that character of Doctor Who. Moisturize me, moisturize me.
Yeah, just keep a squirt gun on you.
Yeah, that's
do I
what we
have that in
need
my
is just
purse?
holy water squirt guns. My next
Yeah,
strong
super
character is going to be a 10-year-old kid who's just like so pumped to kill demons.
He just has a Nerf gun.
Yeah, a Nerf gun that's been blessed by the Pope.
All right.
That
Kate
would
go
be blessed for
upstairs.
eternity.
Yeah, sure, why not? You seem like a happy kid. I'll
This will be fine.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong could come of this.
To be honest, I think Francis would be like the only Pope who would be like down for that. He'd be like, yeah, okay, that's fine. That's cool.
Sounds fun.
All right. So what's Cait up to?
Cait has gone upstairs to the study.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm walking in the study and taking a look around.
All
I
right.
assume give me a vibe check. What's this place like?
The study has several large and comfy chairs with lamps set near them for studying and contemplation. There's a large mahogany desk at the far end of the room, and there's a large portrait of Lonald himself on the wall. He has large, dark sideburns and dark hair, and he has a large, imposing figure he wears suits. To give you a kind of idea of what he may look like, he looks like John Rhys Davies.
Okay. Oh, Lonald, you always did have style. And I want to take a look around his study and see what's being concealed here.
Okay. Investigate a mystery.
Okay, so 7 + 2 is a 9.
All right. You get to hold 1. What is
Okay.
being concealed here? I would say you notice that the portrait of Lonald is kind of a little crooked, like just off a little bit from how it's supposed to be sitting on the wall. And whenever you go to adjust it, you just think out of curiosity, you pull it forward a little bit and you see that there is a wall safe in there.
Oh, Lonald, you did like your Agatha Christie novels, didn't you? Yeah, she reaches up and she just touches I assume it's like a dial on the wall safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking this over and I want to find out what's in here. So I'm going to try and use some magic.
Okay.
Ooh, that is a 5.
Okay. So the magic doesn't work as intended. You suddenly know, not feel, you are not alone in this room. And as you're messing with this dial on this wall safe, you hear a growling behind you.
Yeah, Cait is like reaching up and touching the wall safe, and she feels the hairs on the back of her neck stand up, and she turns quickly around and pulls a silver aphthame out from her pocket.
Yeah, you see the 7-foot muscular build of one Cyrus Grundy, the ghost that you thought you had just destroyed.
A little more durable than he seemed, huh?
Nothing stops Cyrus.
Oh, born on Monday and that. Okay. Let's go.
You want to read a bad situation for me?
Yes, I would love to. Okay, that is 8 + 1, 9.
Okay, 7 to 9. You hold 1 from that list.
In the read a bad situation.
Yeah.
What's most vulnerable to me?
So you start thinking about this, and like that you've done a lot of damage to this ghost. Something here just isn't quite right. And so if you aren't able to automatically dispel a ghost, likely they have an anchor of some sort. Usually it can be their own body, like their physical body, in a grave, in which case, you have to dispel with salt and fire. But they can also be attached to things that were important in their lives. Inside the room, you see two items that catch your eye. You see a lead pipe and you see a rope. Those are both vulnerable to you, and you can feel that there's a bond between them and Cyrus, but you're not sure which one has the anchor bond. So you're going to have to make a decision.
Dang,
Are they
the money?
They're not next to each other. That would be too easy, right?
No, they're on opposite sides of the room because
the lead pipe is on the mantle and the rope is on the desk.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Like one of the chairs has like a lamp and like a little like side table next to it, and that's where the rope is. And like it's sitting on a book. And then on the other side of the room, like there's a lead pipe like sitting kind of displayed on a bookshelf.
Yeah, Cait would run for the lead pipe.
All right, roll act under pressure.
That is a 10.
All right, on a 10 plus, you do what you set out to do. So yeah, you go running past Cyrus as he slams down and just obliterates this mahogany desk. Like
No, it was so nice.
I know, right? Mahogany. But yeah, it shatters and explodes into splinters. And you like rush past and you grab this lead pipe.
Okay, when I grab the pipe, do I feel anything, or does Solomon not Solomon Grundy? That's a different character entirely.
That's totally different character. Yeah.
It's a different tall gray character.
Yeah. Of muscular build.
Yeah. Does Cyrus react any sort of way when I grab the pipe?
Yeah. He sees you grab it and he like stops like from like moving in on you, and he's like, "What are you gonna do with that?"
Well, either bash your head in or burn you up. We'll see.
He chuckles at that. You can't hurt me.
Well, we'll see about that. And I want to chuck the lead pipe at his head.
Yeah, roll act under pressure for me.
Act under pressure? Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 5.
Okay, so you chuck this at him, and like it just goes right through his form. And you hear it, like fall on the ground and do the, metal on wood as it like rolls and like lands against the wall.
Okay, well, that's one problem solved.
You don't learn so well, do you, girly?
Oh, I learned plenty. Thank you.
And he's going to lunge after you.
I'm going to try and slide under him.
All right, roll me another act under pressure.
I've been playing way too much fucking Metroid.
Right.
That is another 10.
All right. Yeah, you do what you set out to do. So he lunges for you, but you're just too fast for him. You juke him and you just like slide like right up between his legs.
Yeah.
Where do you go now?
Now I imagine I'm on the other side of him, so I'm near the ruined desk and the lead pipe and now the rope.
Yep.
And so I want to pick up the rope and just light it on fire with magic.
Okay, use magic.
That is a 6.
So is this one of your rotes or
No, I was just doing the inflict harm on an object.
Okay.
It's a backlash, right?
Yeah. So I think you start like focusing and trying to light it on fire. And in this time, Cyrus just reaches and he grabs the rope out of your hand and pulls it close.
Okay. He just snatches it from me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he just snatches it before you get the spell off.
Okay.
What were you trying to do with that, huh? You gonna burn the place to the ground?
Well, hopefully just you, but we'll see.
All right. And let's go over to Isabelle and Gabriel. What are y'all doing?
Well, we were going to go join up with Cait to compare notes since we found something.
After
what are you doing with your pitcher of holy water, Gabriel?
Yep. After we doused Gabriel in holy water to make sure he's not secretly a demon inside.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Isabella would have known you weren't a demon inside.
All right. So you all head upstairs, and when you get to the study, like you can hear the commotion, and you see Cait is on the other side of Cyrus Grundy, and he's standing there looming over, and in his left hand is this crumpled up rope.
It's the rope. It's the rope. It's his anchor. It's how he's staying here.
No, it's not.
How do you know?
Yeah. Yes, we've learned something in that regard as well, it seems. Perhaps we should, Gabriel, why don't you try your new holy clothing move on him?
Yeah, I think Gabriel is gonna just kind of jump and just like grab onto the back, or he's gonna jump on Cyrus's back and try to choke him out with the holy water enriched jacket.
Okay. I gotta ask: are you like trying to hurt him? Are you trying to protect Cait, or are you just trying to distract him?
I'm trying to distract him to help out, I think.
Help out?
Yeah, because I figure the holy water is not going to destroy the rope, but if I know that Cait equals fire good, or good fire, the good kind of fire.
Oh, that's why you're weird. So Cait doesn't set you on fire. Got it.
Cait, do you want to try that, and then he can roll help out?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I see Gabriel trying to lunge for him, and I flick my wrist and my tattoos glow once again, and I rolled a 11.
11.
So I'm
Nice.
going to burn this rope up.
All right, then I'm not going to make you roll for help out, but I mean, I like the narrative of you like helping out anyways. So you just run and like leap on this 7-foot like ghost, and like you're like gripping his face, and he's like trying to wrench you off with one hand, and Cait casts this spell, and
I just picture at one point like it's like he's got the finger in the nose.
Oh,
He's like a kid.
Yeah,
Going for the orifices on the face. Got
yeah.
it.
And you wrench his like head back, like sticking your fingers in his nose, and meanwhile this rope just catches fire, like boom, and it goes up quickly. And as that happens, a spectral noose wraps around Cyrus's neck, and he grabs at it, and it pulls him away, like literally through you, Gabriel, and you fall to the ground, and you are covered in ectoplasm.
Does that react with the holy water?
No.
It's now holy ectoplasm.
Yes, it's very combustible. You explode. No.
He's like, I don't know if I like this better or worse than the fire.
Yeah, and it's this like lime green, like slimy stuff, like all over you.
Like, oh god, Ecto Cooler is real.
Yeah, you're definitely going full Ghostbuster now.
I feel like he spits out something like, oh god, it actually tastes like Ecto.
Wow, that's uncanny.
Isabella will walk over and just kind of edge around all of the puddle of ectoplasm around this young man and say, well, I think it's safe to surmise that they probably are anchored to whatever has killed them, since the rope symbolized the noose around, was it Cyrus Grundy?
Mm-hmm.
His neck?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was quite fond of the rope. Cait goes over and picks up the lead pipe. This didn't do anything to him, which is kind of odd, but
well, it is
maybe we
out
should
of
keep
place.
this around just in case.
Of course. Well, we were coming up to join you because it seems my brother left a letter warning over us that this might have happened, and also given us some names of the ghosts so that we might research what means might be needed to destroy them. And I'll rattle off the names: Cyrus Grundy, Sarah Blackthorn, There's a colonel and a baron, but I don't remember them because he's too faster than I could write.
Sorry, Colonel Francis J. Hook and Baron Ollie.
J. Hook.
Yes, and Baron Ollie Babish.
Ollie Babish.
Wait, I know one of those names.
Oh?
Yeah, they're all very familiar.
Francis J. Hook specifically rings a bell for me.
Yeah.
Well, Hook is a reference to Captain Hook from Peter Pan.
Yeah. And Babish.
And Babish is from West Wing.
Okay.
Oliver Babish is the lawyer, like throughout like most of the series. And it's also the moniker of Binging with Babish, who is one of my favorite cooking shows.
Oh, okay.
On YouTube. Yeah, there you go. I always like to use like little references. Cyrus Grundy being Solomon Grundy, aka Cyrus Gold from DC Comics.
Yeah, that one immediately I was like, yes.
yes.
Do we have one for Sarah Blackthorne then?
Actually, she's the only one that is completely original. She came to me in a nightmare. So
Fair enough.
all right. So what room do you all want to go to next?
Oh, well, if we're doing research, his library will probably be well stocked.
Yes, I concur. Perhaps we should go there next.
All right.
Yeah, I think Gabriel nods in agreement, but there's you kind of see like a look on his face where he looks, something kind of clicks, and he's just like shudders for a moment, and he says, "Wasn't one of those names a girl?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Blackwood, right?
I really hope that it's this Sarah Blackwood was just messing with me. We're not just going to have to watch a little girl die when we find the anchor.
Well, if it makes you feel better, she's dead anyway.
And probably out to kill you first, so...
Gotcha. Burn all dolls we find, just in case.
Right.
Yes.
You know, not all little girls played with dolls, dear.
Well, yes, but I know, but I mean, I'm not saying that she plays with them. I'm just saying, like,
just in general, as a rule.
Yeah, because it could be them. You know, it could be, I don't know, just in general, dolls. They get in all kinds of crevices.
So you all enter the library, and the walls of the library are adorned with ancient tomes and shelves. There are several comfy chairs in the center of the room. One wall has a large fireplace, and the other has a large outcropping with 3 windows. On the left side of the room, there's a spiral staircase that, if you're coming in from upstairs, this is where you're entering from. The staircase, the spiral stair, it leads, like if you're on the ground floor, the spiral staircase leads you upstairs. And if you're coming in from upstairs, it'll lead you downstairs. Funny how stairs work like that.
Thank you.
I never know if I over-explain things, but all right. So if you want to look through these books and seeing if you can find anything that might help you out, somebody roll me investigate a mystery.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
It's in a book. Reading Rainbow.
That sounded more creepy than it needs to be.
Yeah, that is an 8.
An 8. On a 7 to 9, you can hold one.
The last one?
Yeah, I'm just going to ask what is being concealed here. I was considering a more specific question, but yeah, what is being concealed here?
A ghost, blah. Sorry, that was a vampire noise, wasn't it? A vampire, blah.
Nosferatu.
Dracula. Yeah, so I think as you're going through these books, you find a passage referencing Sarah Blackthorne. And this is a personal journal, I think, from one of the former staff in the 1880s. And they refer to that Blackthorne child and how she's very cruel and very mean to the staff, and she likes to sing the creepy song about the worms, and that, but like her nanny keeps catching her with knives, and keeps taking them away. But then she cries to her father, and her father enjoys the idea of her being able to protect herself. And he keeps giving her knives and daggers. And there was an incident where she had hurt one of the staff very badly. And the staff member was no longer able to walk with one leg. She tore one of their Achilles tendons. After that, her parents didn't do anything. And the staff said that it was time that they needed to put things in their own hands. And Gabriel, about that time, you start hearing a voice in your mind. And the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. The worms play pinochle on your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose. They eat the jelly between your toes.
I think Gabe is like starts putting his hands. He goes, and he starts singing. Starts singing his own. No, I'm not hearing this. Just some silly girl who thinks she's hot shit.
Why don't you roll me act under pressure?
All right, I can do that. Let me see. Act under pressure. Which one's act under pressure? Act brain.
That's cool.
Oh, good. That's one of my few good stats. That's a 7.
That's a 7?
Yep.
All right. On a 7 and 9, the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay. I think I'm going to give you a worst outcome. And I think this girl materializes in front of you, and she's going to charge after you. You know what? I'm going to give you a choice. She's going to charge after you with a knife. Like, she locks eyes with you, and the second you lock eyes, she runs at you with this knife, and you can either dodge out of the way and lose something important, or you can take the hit.
Okay, now I gotta do 5. Whether okay, because I think dodge out of the way because I think it fits Gabriel's sort of inherent silliness, unintentional silliness. I just a picture of this this beefy guy just dodging out of the way of a little girl.
Okay. What kind of protective gear are you wearing?
I am wearing my jacket as armor.
Your jacket?
Yeah.
Okay. I think as you're dodging away, she just slices the seam of your jacket, and it catches and just goes all the way down, and your jacket is ruined.
I think David sees it's like, no, not my Coyotes jersey. Ah! And he has his hands up in his head, like, no.
Now it's very obvious to everybody in the room that the ghost is there as well. And she takes this dagger, and she's going to try to take another swing at Gabriel unless someone tries to stop her.
Isabella will have that gun out and try again.
All right. Kick some ass.
Wooden shot.
I rolled an 8.
Hey. 7 and 9, you trade harm as established. So how much harm does this do?
It does 2, and it's currently holy.
Okay. So this gun goes off, and you see her recoil. And she throws the dagger at you, and it sticks into your shoulder for 2 harm.
Does it stay in my shoulder?
Yeah. Yeah, it's surprising the accuracy and just oomph that she had behind that.
Okay, well, Isabella will probably stagger back and just put her hand up to the dagger.
All right.
We need to look for daggers. She loves knives when she was a child.
Found one.
Yeah, as you touch it, you realize this isn't a ghost apparition. This is a real knife.
It's sticking out of my shoulder currently.
I'll toss it in the fire.
Cast it into the fire.
Okay, so I wrench it free from my shoulder.
Okay.
And do I know that fire totally works, or does it have to be magical fire, or...
I don't think you would know right offhand. You got to go with your gut.
Can I trust my gut then?
Yeah, sure. That is an alternative weird move.
Oh, I rolled a 10.
All right. Remind me on trust your gut. What's the 10?
On a 10 or more, the keeper will tell you where you should go. Whatever that is, it will be important. You get a +1 ongoing on this place. Can I just say that it would be the fireplace? Is that important for the destroying of the knife? Can I flavor it that way?
Absolutely. Like, this is a normal knife. Like, the only thing special about it is it's her anchor. So throwing it into a fire, like, will melt it.
And destroy it. Okay, yep. I will toss that damn dagger into the fire then.
Roll me act under pressure just to see how good your aim is.
I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Can I help out?
Yeah, absolutely. How are you going to help out?
You kick it while it's in midair to get it into the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, or I use a little bit of magic just to push it a little bit further, get it into the fire.
Yeah, do that little cantrip. The little cantrip magic.
Okay. What does help out roll again?
Yeah, help out is plus cool.
Okay. I rolled a 6.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Can I help out on the help out?
Yes, you
do level up.
And I picture it as Gabe whipping out the whip to adjust the trajectory because he's seeing it's going to go right for Cait. She's going to just miss it. Okay, that's a 10.
Okay. So yeah, Cait, you level up. But I think we're just going to use Gabriel's to help out Isabella's. So yeah, Cait seems like she's about to do something magical, but instead you suddenly feel 3 sets of eyes all looking at you, Cait, at all times. And so the effect of this is, since you were wanting to use a little magic for it, is the ghosts know where you are.
Shouldn't there only be 2 sets of eyes, not 3?
There should be, shouldn't there?
It's the final boss.
Gabriel, so yeah, you whip this chain, and it's very Castlevania-esque as you help knock this dagger like into the fire. And Sarah Blackthorn, like, she like reaches out to stop the dagger from going in, and poof, she dissipates in black smoke, and there is ectoplasm on the floor.
I think she's reaching out. Gabe goes, no, dear, playtime's over.
When you think about it, it's kind of her fault. She did give us her anchor.
Yes, literally. And Isabella's still clutching the wound on her shoulder.
Oh yeah, how's that doing?